Yeah, I mean, obviously, just being out there is just like a cool accomplishment. And just after the game, you just feel bad, you just feel for the guys. We work our ass off all week, all off season, and to lose like that, and to have chances to win, I think it just stings throughout the whole locker room for sure.
Jaxson, did you think on your first handoff that they saw you come in and figured you were going to keep it and kind of opened up camp?
Yeah, it's just zone read play, and you can kind of look back on it and you see the flow of the backers just open things up a little bit for Scout. So our O-line blocked it up really well, and Scout was able to get loose.
We know Davis
on the third snap that you were in, where you slipped. Did you catch it?
Turf monster.
Just got you.
Yeah.
It looked like you may have had some space.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I kept the ball. Just slipped.
That was another option. That was another option play, right?
Yeah, I had it was I had 3 options. Gotcha. Play. Yeah.
I know Davis prepared you for coming in for one play and whatnot, but just for you, kind of when it happens in a game, how did you kind of process that, just to kind of go through your emotions a little bit?
I'm just trying to do my best to stay loose on the sideline. Trying to run because, like you said, there's not really a set time that I know that I'm going in. So you just gotta, just stay ready and stay locked in.
It looked like on the broadcast. We're almost pushing Dable during that drive, talking to Dable, let me in, coach, or put me in. What was that exchange, or when did you know you were going to get in?
They came up and told me, just red zone wise, just to be prepared to get in any short yardage stuff. And so that was really just, the conversation and him kind of explaining, what he saw from a coaching lens of what we're going to run.
What did you think of watching Russ play today?
I thought he balled. I mean, we throw for 450. I mean, he put our team in countless situations to win, and I thought he played his ass off, and I thought what he did on the field was really impressive. It's just really unfortunate that we couldn't get that win for him.
How much do you think that silence is the noise that we asked you about the other day, kind of the noise surrounding it? Should you go in, or should he stay as a starter, kind of deal?
I mean, Russ is a future Hall of Famer, so I never really understood, kind of the criticism that was kind of thrown around there about, about him. I get to see it on a daily basis how good he is, and I mean, you guys just saw a little bit, and just the clutch situations and him putting the ball in positions to where only our guys can catch it, and that 2-minute drive at the very end was crazy. So he's still an elite player.
When you mentioned that the coaches were talking to you about be ready during red zone and short yardage in the red zone situations, did they tell you that during the week or before that particular drive?
I think it was just in-game communication.
Okay, so they're kind of letting you know at the start of the drive, this is the drive where you might go in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you learn, I guess, just watching Russ throughout the game today, would you learn about the quarterback position, or maybe to help yourself? I don't know if it's too soon after.
I just thought he operated at a really high level. He was super efficient. Drove the ball down the field. Felt like mostly every drive, and obviously we weren't able to cap a few drives off, but I thought he just played really well and seemed like he was just comfortable in the pocket and making really good decisions and throws of the ball.
When you got the game last week, did you expect this type of opportunities downfield for the offense?
I think that when you have our receivers, there's always those opportunities. So kind of just when we went out for the first drive and saw how they played, it definitely felt like we had opportunities to do that.
I know you were just in for 3 snaps, but after any of those snaps, did any of the Cowboys guys kind of shit talk you with a welcome to the NFL?
No.
Not really.
No, there's none of that.
So no fun dramatics.
No, I feel like during those drives, everybody was a little tired. So.
Okay.
How much do you view the option with you and Scott above there in the backfield is something like we're going to do a lot of that in the future? That's what this is. Eventually, we hope the two of you hope it becomes.
Right. Yeah, I think that you just have 2 playmakers, guys who run the ball well and run it, run the ball physically. So, in those short yardage situations, I think that we feel like we kind of have an advantage, just by our abilities.
Jaxson, could you tell when you stepped on the field for that first one that they
they were honoring your RPO ability there, and you think that really opened things up? Could you tell by the way they defended you or looked at you or what they said that you thought maybe you were going to get the ball and not give it to Cam?
Yeah, they obviously have to communicate a few things on the defensive side, and then just try to carry out my fake, based off of my read, which was a good read, and then got a little bit of some linebacker flow, and I was able to kind of open things up, and our O-line did a great job of exploiting a little mistake that they made. So Scott made a great run as well.
Jaxson, 2 weeks in the NFL, and you could not have had two crazier games to be in. When you walk out of here now and get on that plane, what are you thinking about this team, this experience, and the emotions of how you guys got back up and then kind of knocked down again?
And it just sucks. Like, it's like we had so many opportunities to win. And, I thought guys just really battled. So it stings in here. But I'm really confident in our guys and in our locker room to be able to turn this thing around. And things are gonna get right. It's just gotta capitalize on some opportunities.
Thank you, Jaxson.
Thank you.